Brought to you by Alman Auctions, the worldwide leader in antique tractor auctions.
Here in Florida, they've been talking about sunshine on the green, but we've got a little sunshine on the yellow with Hyler Bracey from Taylorsville, Georgia. Hyler, tell us about this tractor.
Well, it's a 420 industrial. In 1958, they made 89 of them. I've been in this hobby since 2000, and I've seen two of these, and I had them both. I sold one of them. I don't know why they're hard to find, but our theory is they were used primarily in factories. And when the factories, compared to farmer, when the factory had worn them out, they just put them in the scrap pile. This one is unusually appointed in that it has a reverser so it can do bucket work, and yet it has a 3-point hitch. You don't normally see that. And it has dual hydraulics and float rod seat. So it's just an unusually appointed one, and we don't know what it was used for. I bought it from another collector. And so it's a fun little tractor.
So 1958 industrial 420. What do you think John Deere got right with this tractor?
Well, it was great for bucket work or doing in tight quarters. And so it was often used in factories just pulling carts or for a farmer to do bucket work like at a dairy or something. It has a very heavy front end and the transmission is different. That's really about all that's different in an industrial and a wheel tractor. Farm tractor. It's just heavy front end and a little different transmission. It has a very slow first gear.
Here with a field of green, does this 420 industrial stand out just a little bit?
Well, it catches people's eye, because it's yellow, and they're curious about why you'd have a yellow John Deere. And this was the first numbered series industrial they made. They made a D industrial, and they made an M industrial, but the first numbered was the 420. They did not make a 40.
I noticed the exhaust is a little bit different looking to me. Tell me about that.
Well, it's I'm not too crazy about it. To tell you the truth, it's ceramic coated and it doesn't rust. What I didn't know when I had it done was that it would come out looking so silver or chrome looking. From the factory, it would have been a silver in color, but it would just been a very flat silver.
Easy to drive, the 420? You think any worker could have stepped into the factory and gotten to be pretty good with it pretty quickly?
Yeah, it's very, very simple. It's got a shift quadrant that has slots to put it in gear, and it has power steering. This one does. That's another unusual feature for a small tractor. But I think it had power steering, so it'd make it easy to do bucket work. Otherwise, it'd be so heavy on the front if you had something in a bucket. And so yeah, it'd be easy. You could drive a car, you could drive this thing.
Looks like you're pretty comfortable in the seat there too.
Well, yeah, it didn't have a float rod seat when I got it, but I found one. It's hard to find a float rod for a Dubuque tractor, and so I found one, and John Craig rebuilt it for me and put it on here, and it's incredibly comfortable.
So tell me why Hyler Bracey is all excited about John Deere tractors. How did that happen?
Well, first of all, it started with my wife wanting one for us to live in the country, and she said, as we would go through one of these shows like at Portland, Indiana, she said, in retirement, I want to have one of these old John Deere tractors. So being a stand-up guy for our 24th anniversary, I bought her a John Deere unstyled A, a 1935 unstyled A. And she had to learn how to crank it and show it, and we discovered the wonderful people. The tractors are just the medium to end up going to these shows and meeting the kind of people that we meet. Salt of the earth, good values. So are we in it for the tractors? Well, it's the way it gets us to the people. It's just the process.
And I know you've been coming to the Florida Flywheelers for a long time. How do you think this show has done over the years?
It is incredible. I've been coming here, we figured this morning, since '97. And gosh, it was a small park back then. It was quote, even a big show then. But now, what do they have? 160 acres. You cannot walk this thing in 2 days. And they got this big antique village, they got tractor pulling, they've got the big engine building, they got the big snow engine. I mean, it just goes on and on. So there's no end to being entertained here. And we come down and we love it because a lot of our friends from the Midwest are down here. So we get to visit, with a lot of friends. But we also enjoy looking around. There's always something different here.
And last one now, Hyler. Tell me your favorite thing about the 420 Industrial.
That it's so easy to start and steer. It's just a easy little tractor to drive and look good.
Thanks so much for sharing the story.
You bet. Thanks a lot.
Hyler Bracey from Georgia. His wife is the one that got him into tractor collecting, and they're enjoying the Florida Flywheeler Show now.